do some food delivery. I can't even talk. Great way to start the stream. Anyway, we're going to go out and do some food delivery tonight. DoorDash, Grubhub, Instacart, see what sort of orders we can find. We're going to do about an hour and a half, 5 hours, something like that. Anyway, hanging out with you on that. My name is Craig, and I have been delivering on these gig delivery apps for a couple of years now, and just want to share with you, hang out with you, and answer any of your side hustle questions that you might have about anything. So we're going to just kind of head towards downtown, see what sort of things we can find. It was rainy when I made this, but then it's kind of not rainy here. I'm going to maybe head into the rain, though, because we have a lot of times drivers don't like to be in the rain. So anyway, as you come on in, please hit that like, hit that subscribe, especially if you're watching on replay. That way you'll be notified the next time we go live, so you can join along with us. Because as much fun as these are watching on replay, it's so much more fun if you're live and interacting with us in real time. So I hope everybody is doing well today. Been a pretty busy day. I'm trying to get my Instacart back to Diamond, top level, which means I need to complete 300 batches by the end of, or 300 orders by the end of September. I got to 98 today. We did 9 Instacart orders. So that was pretty good. I need to average 6 a day. So any day where I can do more than 6 is good. It's going to just help bring down the average going forward. So we're just going to head towards downtown, towards the fast casual restaurants. That's where we've been getting most of our good orders from. Places like Cheesecake Factory, Carrabba's, Outback. So we actually got a really good order last night right after we went off the air. We got a DoorDash large catering order, $27 for 1 mile. So I also did have a Zifty catering order today, first time in months I actually even saw and then let alone got a good Zifty order. So it wasn't anything huge, but it was $21 for like 4 miles. And it was actually from the same restaurant we got the good DoorDash catering order, Uncle Julio's. So I'm thinking maybe, since it's Tuesday and Uncle Julio's does Mexican, maybe people are feeling Taco Tuesday. That's where our good orders have been coming from, so we're going to do the same. Right back down to Uncle Julio's. It's also by Cheesecake Factory, Chipotle, and a bunch of other restaurants too. So we'll start there, see if we can find anything. We're not going to sit anywhere for long. So generally speaking, the last, I would say pretty much all summer, supper orders don't really start till 5:30 most days. Sometimes you get something earlier, but for the most part, not so much. Good afternoon, everybody. Hope you guys are doing well. We're going to be out doing some food delivery, also answering all your side hustle questions. Please don't spam the chat, though, because I don't want to have to make you disappear from the chat. So if you got any sort of side hustle questions, we talk a lot about food gig delivery work here, as well as selling on eBay, Amazon, getting your YouTube channel up and rolling, helping you go from being a content consumer to a content creator. We need more creators and less consumers, I believe, so definitely want to help with all of that. So we're just headed downtown, try to find some good orders. Ideally, I'd like to deliver for 3 hours, make $50 on a weeknight. I'd be pretty content with that. 3 hours or less. Obviously, we want to make $25 an hour, but realistically speaking, it's been pretty slow with summer and everything. So we shall see if things kick back into gear. With school starting, so let me know if school started from where you guys are at. Please hit that like, hit that subscribe. We're on the journey to 2,000 subscribers. It's our next big checkpoint. So super excited about that. So this stream is only going to be a little bit over an hour 15, something like that tonight. And then we're going to go into a separate New York Mets Washington National stream. Erwan from Iran. Well, good evening to you from the United States. Erwan, thanks for hanging out with us here tonight. So we're just going to head over by Uncle Julio's Cheesecake Factory, see what sort of orders we can find there to start with. And yeah, we're not going to sit anywhere long, maybe 5-10 minutes max. Maybe I'll get my code out and see where the rain is. Maybe we'll try to drive into the rain, see if we can find better orders in the rain. I like sometimes to go in the direction where everybody else is not. Savage Batman, how's it going? Hope you are doing well this evening. So this is one of 2 live streams we're going to do tonight. This one's going to go till about 6:30, so an hour and 15 minutes more on this one. Maddie, how's it going? I don't understand anything what you just typed. I don't even know if that's English, but I appreciate you being here. Thank you, suck. Savage Batman, you are savage. You are savage. So we completed 9 Instacart orders today, plus a catering order, plus 1 DoorDash order kind of in between while we knew we didn't have enough time to get another Instacart order in before our catering order, so we decided to go ahead and go on DoorDash. Got a quick little DoorDash order there as well. Master, how's it going? Thanks for hanging out with us. So we're just going to go park. We don't have any order yet for supper. Like I said, my market supper busyness has been starting right around 5:30, I would say, most of the summer. I think it has to do a lot with just the sun being out and it being later. You know, by the time we get to winter time, a lot of times it's 5 o'clock, even 4:30. And that's when we have more snowbirds, more people ordering food too, so it just kind of helps. So we're just going to park. We're kind of on the edge of Blue Sky. I'll show you how to park. We are on the edge of that. Asher, how's it going? Thanks for the sub, Master. Appreciate it so much. All right, so here you go. This is kind of Florida for you. There's blue sky, and there's cloud. Blue sky, cloud, cloud, cloud. Blue sky. So we're kind of right on the edge. I'm gonna check the radar here. How's it going, Vitalik? Thanks for hanging out with us tonight. Because what I might do, if it's still, let's see, where's the rain going? Yeah, it's raining more towards the north. So what I'm going to do really quick, I'm going to go get my jacket. I don't know if I have a jacket or a sweatshirt. Let me go see what I have. And then maybe we'll just drive into the rain and try to find better orders there. That's maybe what we're going to try to do here. It's just a normal thunderstorm. It's like a normal afternoon thunderstorm in Florida. All right. So I got my jacket. We're doing food delivery GTR. How's it going? I'm just showing you Florida. So there's the clouds, 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 blue sky. No tornado. Just a normal average afternoon thunderstorm. What everybody else calls tornado chasing. It's just a normal afternoon thunderstorm in Florida. Yeah, let me put up this one. We are gonna try to find food delivery orders by going into the rain, because we got lots of wimpy drivers that avoid the rain. And in fact, where it's raining is where the hot spot is showing right now anyway. So if everybody else says there's more orders to the north and it's raining to the north, and I know my drivers like to avoid the rain, we go into it. We go into harm's way. Deliver people their overpriced DoorDash food. But GTR, appreciate you hanging out with us. Hope you are doing well. We're also taking questions for any and all side hustle, ask me anything. So you got questions about how to get a side hustle started, specifically food gig delivery, selling on eBay, selling on Amazon, selling on Facebook Marketplace, getting your YouTube channel monetized, all those things are all things that we talk about on the regular here. So love to help you with any of those questions that you might have about any of that. So we're gonna just see, drive. I'll turn the camera around. Sure, we'll do this. I have low expectations. This is higher mileage than I like, but we're just gonna take this 17 for 10. It's coming from here and it's going into the rain anyway, or we're gonna drive, so we might as well get paid to drive there. You got to be kind of specific within what context you're talking, because we've got so many different income streams. So just ask specifically, like gig delivery or YouTube or different things. They're everything's all over the place. There is no average. Like every income stream is very distinct and different. So some are bringing in pennies, some bring in thousands of dollars. So it's kind of a variety of different things. So like on YouTube right now, make a couple $100 a year between ad revenue, memberships, super chats, a couple $100, I believe, on that. Right now, food gig delivery pays the bills. My wife also has a full-time income as well on top of that. So we're working to pay off debt. Yeah, food and gig delivery, it depends on how much it's needed. I'm phasing out of food and gig delivery. So I'm trying to increase and build up my eBay store right now. But there's $200 a day in food and gig delivery available every day of the year in my market here, and some days more. It's just a matter of if that's where you want to spend your time, because food and gig delivery isn't scalable income. It's good, it pays the bills today, but it's not really scalable for long term. So yeah, I mean, I've got plenty of days. You can check out the channel, GTR. I've done over $700 in 24 hours. I've done plenty of days of $300, $400, $500. A couple, not a plenty of days, but I've done a $600 day, a $500 day, a $700 day, all documented on the channel with food and gig delivery. Now that's not an everyday sort of thing. It's only certain times of the year and specific days, but that's doable. But 200 is pretty much available any day if you're willing to put in a 12 to 16 hour day. I'm just not doing that. Biggest tip I've ever gotten, I've gotten it 4 times now. 4 times I've gotten a $100 tip. So, which is really cool. 4 different times, got an $100 tip. There was one time I maybe actually had a bigger, I'm trying to remember. It might have actually been closer to 120, but that was a tip in the app, was the 120. But one time I got a $100 tip for delivering a single pizza literally across the street. Got a $100 tip for that. One time got a $100 tip while delivering during a hurricane. Let's see, one time I got a $100 tip, cash tip for an Instacart delivery. And then I think that was and then another time I got a $100 tip in app. And that was for like 100, 120. That was like in an actual, like through the Instacart app. And then I've had not a ton, but I would say 10 to 20 tips that are in the $30 to $80 range. All right, we are at our pickup here really quick. So I'm gonna go see, hopefully it's ready. It's not raining here, but I got my jacket in case it's raining when we get to where we're going. This is Beyond Juicery. They have lots of healthy food stuff here. Grayson, how's it going? Appreciate you being here. We're gonna go see if this order is all ready. Trying to get my bag, doesn't want to cooperate tonight. All right, I will be right back with you. right, we're back. I just got to do my receipt pictures here really quick. Got to make everybody happy. Midnight, how's it going? Yes, GTR Midnight always comes in singing. So, can't verify, bag is sealed. Take another photo. Josh, how's it going? All right, picked up this. This is a $17 for 10 mile. Again, nothing crazy good. It's from like a smoothie place. They got 4 breakfast burritos plus 2 smoothies. So that's what we're rolling with here. Get myself turned around. And it's also taking us north, which is towards the rain. So we want the rain. We want to go to the rain, go to where the drivers are scared to drive. So sorry if I didn't catch all of your comments while I was in there. Just trying to get a few other things set up with my wait time. So we got to go 9.8 miles. It is 5:30 at night, but people still want their breakfast burritos. Breakfast is good any time of day, I guess. So hope everybody's doing well. Thanks for hanging out with me. I'm happy to be with you guys as well. Please hit that like, hit that subscribe. So yeah, this is $17 for 10 miles. This is a platinum order, but not a... Actually, the actual receipt was on this one, $60. So it's a $60 order, so it doesn't count as a catering order. That's actually a pretty good tip. It's a $15 tip on this. It's going 10 miles plus the $2 base pay, so we'll take it. We already got notified that we won't be marked as late because the restaurant was so slow. It's a restaurant. You know, it's not a crazy busy restaurant, but they literally have one girl making all the orders back there. Like, she's the only one in the place working, like, at supper time. Like, that's such a bummer. Such a bummer for her. So, breakfast burritos are a 24-hour food. You better believe it. So, yeah, I was like, come on, you got to do better than that. Especially when it's like, you know, you're making handcrafted smoothies and you're making like individual. It's not like throw a burrito. It's not like it's a Starbucks where you just throw a burrito in the oven and pull it out. Like, she's hand making all this stuff. I'm like, yeah, I felt bad. So I was super patient with her. Like, you know, the food's gonna be fresh, so it's not. The customer will be fine, and then but there's like two other people after me who were waiting for most of that same time. She hasn't even started on their orders yet. So yeah, it's kind of a bummer, but that was nice and polite and patient, all those good things. All right, it's already starting to rain here, and we got to go another like 8 miles or 9 miles into the rain. So we're I'll let you guys see this here. We're headed, all the blue sky is behind us. Let you enjoy some palm trees coming to you from Southwest Florida. How's it going? Canadian gig life. How's it going? So we're doing a $17 for 10 mile to the rain, intentionally. We're going to drive into the rain anyway because a lot of our dashers don't like driving in the rain. I don't like driving in the rain, but I like driving where there's money. So if there's money in the rain, we'll do it. I mean, for the live that we did last night, I didn't get one order like $17 the entire time. And I did get one nice $27 for 1 mile, but that was after the live. So I think we made like 25 bucks in 2 hours on the live last night. So I'm not gonna, I'm gonna take the 17 for 10 because it's a good drop off. So I had a Zifty today. First Zifty I'd taken in forever. I have the kids with me this week still. So my wife is back at school prepping, but school hasn't started for our kids yet. So I had the kids. So when I have the kids, the best thing to do most of the time is shopping, because they get to actually get out and help. And I actually go faster with them. They're old enough now that they speed things up instead of slow things down. So we did 9 9 Instacart orders today. Some of them were doubles, some of them were shop only, but we got 9 chunked out today. And then the 1 Zifty, and we did 1 DoorDash for like $8. So we're already over $100 for the day, and I would love to squeeze out 100. This stream is only going to be live till 6:30. Sounds good, GTR? Have a good time at football. It's starting to rain a little bit more, and I can see it's even heavier up ahead, so it's going to get dumped on here. We're good. I got my hooded jacket. We're ready for whatever nature is going to throw at us today. Football. Gotcha. Football. What we call soccer? Football. No problem. Thanks for hanging out with us, GTR. Almost time. Almost time to start running the wipers. Not quite yet. So we will do a separate live stream for Mets Nationals game. That's going to be at 6:45. So just so everybody knows, that'll be food delivery, but primarily talking baseball on that. Sucker from the Brits. Really, I don't think I knew that, Midnight. That is a fun fact. And yet they don't like when we use the word that we got from them. What's up, Brits? Come on. Come on, Brits. I did do a little more shopping last night after the live stream. We were talking about that last night. So after that big catering order, there wasn't anything else. Died off fast. So we got almost $50 for supper time last night, all told, 48, I think. So the rest of the finds that I got yesterday for the eBay store, that's on the video. I posted that a couple hours ago. So make sure you check that out if you're looking to either get your eBay store started or revitalized. Trying to show the step-by-step journey that I am working on. Alright, well, we're supposed to arrive like 4 minutes before it's due. This is our first delivery, $17 for 10 miles, 4 breakfast burritos and 2 smoothies. So, I think lots of people who work the graveyard shift too, they like to kind of still have breakfast at the start of their shift because it just feels like the beginning of the day. I can see how that would psychologically make sense too. I'm going to have to read all that when I stop midnight. I'm very intrigued now. Very intrigued. So it is raining. It's going to bring us to the very, very north end of town, but that's okay. I don't like going further north than this, but we'll be within a mile or 2 of good restaurants again. And I mean, you can see we're headed into the rain, which is what I like. So I'm hoping there will be both, because you want both, right? You want more orders to come through, more people ordering because they don't want to go out in the rain. And then less people driving, so that way you're a better chance of seeing better orders. So higher supply of orders and lower demand by less drivers being out there. No, flip that around. Higher supply, less demand, right? Low demand, high demand. Anyway, whatever. It sounds right in my head. I know what I mean. More orders, less drivers. I guess the low supply is the supply of drivers, and the high demand is the demand of orders. Yeah, exactly, Josh. That's what I would do, because you want it to feel like the beginning of the day. You don't want it to feel like the end of the day. Like, the last thing you'd want to do is eat like Thanksgiving dinner and then like have to go to work for 8 hours. So If I know I'm going to be out late, a lot of times I'll do like eggs and, you know, light stuff like that too. It's the start of your day. Breakfast is when you want it. We're about 5 miles out. 2 miles. About 2 miles on this road, 1 mile on this road, and then another 2 miles into the development. By the way, I am not going to run Uber Eats tonight. The reason is, last night, after, well, it's a triple, I'm going to pass on that. 64 items for $37. If I wasn't streaming and it was not supper time, I might take that. I'm going to pass on it. Anyway, after I did the Plato's Closet last night, I took a couple orders. One of them, I got one good $10 for 4 mile Uber Eats. And so I decided, you know what? The next time I turn on Uber Eats, I'm going to take the next order they send me. I'm going to start this 30 orders in a row, but on my schedule. So I'm basically putting Uber Eats on dormant until I want to use it. And then I'm only going to take like 1 or 2 orders a day until I get up to 30 straight. Or close to 30 straight. I'm still not going to take like $2 for 12 miles or something like that. But I'm gonna start the project. Yeah, Uber Eats is just absolutely trash. It used to be my favorite app, and now it's not. But I'm gonna try to work up to gold in a way where it's under my control. So right now I'm a Platinum Dasher with a 7% acceptance rate because we're on the new pilot program. For those of you on DoorDash on the old program, you're going to like the pilot now that they fixed the on-time rating part of it. Because as long as you're perfect with everything else, you can have whatever acceptance rate you want and get platinum in catering orders and have first priority to it. Not just get them, but have first priority to them with a low acceptance rate. And then I'm working on becoming Diamond on Instacart for fourth quarter for October, November, December. So those are my 2 priorities. But anytime that I'm willing to put myself through a little bit of torture, I want to try to get up to gold on Uber Eats, but I'm only taking 1 bad order a day. And so I'm not going to just leave it running. My current Uber Eats acceptance rate is 2%. So, is it 8C? I'm not sure how to say that character, but I'm going to go 8C, unless you tell me something different. How's it going though? But I do agree with you. Like, Uber Eats used to be the best app. And I would say right now I make more on Grubhub every week than I do on Uber Eats with their new system. Any app that's going to be based primarily on acceptance rate, I'm going to not do well on it. Which is why I like the change of the pilot program for DoorDash. Because with the pilot program for DoorDash, you earn points in 4 different categories. But if you're perfect in 3 of the other 4 other than acceptance rate, then you can get enough points that way. Yeah. Grubhub better than DoorDash? Yeah, I just don't like. It's so hard to get scheduled blocks here, and I don't know if people who do take every Grubhub order get like earlier priority, but when the blocks come out on Saturday morning, I usually can only grab like 4 or 5 before all the good ones are gone. So I try to grab Friday, Saturday, Sunday supper blocks, and then I'll grab anything else that's left. When I get blocks on Grubhub, I get really good orders, but it's just so hard to get blocks. I've never tried to become like the top Grubhub driver. But you know, I probably take 5 or 6 Grubhubs a week right now. But every once in a while, you just have a day where you get 3 or 4 good ones. I think it's probably a day when there's not a lot of drivers out. Yeah, so I see a significant difference when I schedule versus when I don't. Yeah, exactly. But Josh, if you're good with everything else, like, so if you've got good customer service, good completion rate, good on-time metrics, then the acceptance rate won't matter. So whenever they roll the pilot out to everybody, you know, what I would do is just get the other 3 perfect. Like, as you have time, get your other 3 perfect. And then when they roll out the new program, you'll be instantly a Platinum Dasher. And then acceptance rate won't matter anymore. So, I'm not saying like it'll mean great orders in your market, because I don't know your market, but it is so nice. Like, the only thing that I have to keep my eye on is like so you can have 1 negative on customer service, but they'll remove up to 2 a week, so that's pretty easy to do. You got to keep an eye on the on-time rating, which is mostly automated now. I haven't gotten an unjustified late delivery recently. Yeah, so if you're perfect on everything else, then that's what I would do. And you can just kind of like, I don't know if I forget if there's a minimum you have to do each month to be platinum. I can't, but it's not what it used to be. I think it might be something like 25 or 50, but that wouldn't be too hard to get if all your other metrics are good. So I can show you guys later too, you know, because there's like 3 or 4 pilot test areas, and it is so nice to not have to care about acceptance rate again. And I think if I read, and this is what I want to try with Uber Eats, I think Uber Eats is kind of doing what DoorDash used to do for Top Dasher, which is once you get the metric of gold, then you have it for the rest of that month and the next month, which then that makes it a little more palatable, because then basically all you have to do is like once a month get to that 30% acceptance rate, and then you're good. So that's why I want to try it though, because I don't know for sure if that's actually how it works. And there's a lot of times where it would be nice to have Uber Eats orders. And I only plan, once I get to gold, I only plan on running Uber Eats at supper when I'm, you know, when I'm waiting for a delivery. So I'm not going to run it nonstop, because if you run it nonstop, like, my acceptance rate will be sub 10% again instantly. All right, we are like 2 miles out. Not 100% sure if we're going to a gated community or not back here. So this is 17 for today. It's actually not raining super hard right here. So we'll see how everything plays out. Still blue sky to the south, gray sky to the north. But at least we're going to get a $17 order out of the way right away. 2 more of those, that's my $50. I'm happy with that. Even if they all happen to be 10 miles, which I wouldn't like as much. Like I said, the other part about this order that makes it okay, even though it's high mileage, is the drop-off is not a bad location. So 17 for 10. If you got to drive 10 miles back to get an order, I would not recommend that, because that's more like 17 for 20. But in this case, I would say it's going to be like 12, 17 for 12 miles. So it's about 2 miles to get back to my main, where I would normally set up. So it doesn't mean I'll get an order, but I have as good of a shot getting an order there as I do anywhere else, about within 2 miles of this drop-off. So I'm pretty good with that. I'll turn the camera around when we get a little bit closer to the neighborhood. Alright, here we go. Don't want to get deactivated for sharing customer information or anything like that. So this is 2 smoothies and 4 breakfast burritos. $17 for 10 miles will be accepted. Then after we drop off, we're going to head right back down to our main strip, and it's a good good start to the day. It's going to put us at 125 for the day. So right now, I'm just trying to get to 200 a day, and it's especially tough when I have the kids with me because they just can't go. They can't go nonstop. So we spent some time in Barnes & Noble today. We went home for a little bit for a snack. So stuff that I can power through, they're not there, but they really worked hard today. My older two actually, we split. We had a double Instacart, and my older two worked on finding stuff for one of the orders. So we were so fast. So that was the benefit. And so because that, we took some lower orders that I wouldn't normally take, in part because we're trying to get back to Diamond, get my 300. 300 is so many Instacart orders to do. And especially since I've got, so I'm at 98, so I need 202 over the next like 41 days or something like that. So we're almost back to 5 a day. So, and I want to really push to get down to like 3 a day, even if it means I got to take some bad orders just to get them. I just want to get them knocked out. Like, I really don't care. It's not about the Instacart money today. It's about Instacart money in October. All of the Halloween orders, top priority for all the Thanksgiving orders. I want to be able to go back doing Costco drops and get top. I think there's going to be a lot of people, I don't know, like percentage-wise, your full-time people will have no problem. But I think there's going to be a lot of multi-appers who are not going to be able to pull off the 300 Instacart orders and part-timers. So multi-appers and part-timers are going to have a hard time getting there. And so I want that money. I think there's going to be less Diamond shoppers than what there were. I think that number's going down. So I want in. I want to be Diamond. And so even though it's temporarily, I've got to take some orders I don't want to take. I think it's going to open up so many more orders in the future that I do want to take. And I might be wrong. And if I'm wrong, then I don't have to go for it again, October, November, December. But if I'm right, then I'm not going to have to worry about it. I got my first huge Instacart order this spring when I wasn't even a Diamond shopper. I got we're talking about biggest tip ever, 120, I think was the total I got from Fresh Market. And I'm like, my goodness, that would be cool to get those a little more regularly. So we're just about to the drop off. Let me make sure I got the right number here. Here it is. Continue. Confirm. All right, just a quick little drop off. I'll get into the, 35, 20 items, 3 miles. That's great, midnight. Nice. I'll talk about the Instacart change in a second, Josh. All right, $17.25. I think that was a hidden 25-cent tip. That's kind of funny, even though it didn't say plus. I think that was a hidden tip. Go us, an extra quarter. Hey, quarter, doubling it, right? You can make a lot of progress if you can just keep finding ways to double your money. You just need more money to double. All right, so the Instacart change. This is just for the top tier. Now, there's a couple other like metrics changes too that I don't have all the details on. Like you have to be finding a better percentage of things. So basically, Instacart wants you to replace no matter what. Basically, hold on. Directions to PF Chang's. I want to make sure I actually know how to get out of this neighborhood. Not this one. It's one of those zigzaggy neighborhoods I don't know how to get out of exactly. So I want to make sure I don't lost. All right, so the primary change is to be a diamond shopper, which is the top tier of Instacart. Previously, you had to complete 200 orders over 3 months. Now you have to complete 300 orders over 3 months. And that's a pretty significant change. So if you run the numbers, and if you're assuming like it's on a 90-day, I know it's not exact, but it's close enough for math. You basically go from needing to do 2 to 3 orders a day on average to like 4 orders a day on average, 3 to 4. And again, that doesn't sound huge, but you got to remember who's going to have a hard time getting to it. And so if you take like the average school teacher who is maybe a diamond shopper on Instacart, they might have time to just pick up a double after work before they go home. But they probably don't have time to do multiple doubles every single day. Now, maybe over the summer a school teacher would, but if you kind of get the picture of it, it's like, yeah, or like me, I don't think I would get it if I did not prioritize it. So like this morning, the only apps I was running was Instacart and catering. And we got one Zifty, so we took that, but I did Instacarts all around. And then I turned on DoorDash for a few minutes because we had about a half an hour before I had to do the catering order. So I had like 30 minutes before the catering order. And I was like, I don't want to take a shopping order, but I can take like a small little DoorDash order. So like, but that's what I did. So I'm intentionally running Instacart only during the days. And then at supper, like I have Instacart running right now, but I'm going to prioritize the today money of DoorDash for supper. Like I got to try to get, I got to take advantage of being a Platinum Dasher and try to hopefully get 1 or 2 big, large catering order type of orders. But then afterwards, like as the evening slows down or whatever, then I'm much more likely to take those CVS, Walgreens, or even like a grocery order like a half an hour before the grocery store closes to do that. So I'm at 98 and I have till the end of September. So what is today, like the 19th? Yeah. So if you don't count today, if you basically say today is over, I've got 40 days to get just over 200 orders. So I'm just over 5 a day. And but I'm going to try to knock it out. So as many days we can have like today where I can knock out like 9 Instacart orders or whatever. So Midnight, are you going for the 300? I know you're shopping and listening, but the next time you get a chance to chat, let me know if you're aiming for the 300. All right, we are almost out of this back little neighborhood here. It is not raining, unfortunately. I wanted to go for the rain. But sometimes it's still enough to knock drivers off the road. We'll see. So I would say within 2 minutes, we should be in range of good restaurants. And because we have priority to catering orders and stuff and large orders on DoorDash, we don't even have to be quite near the restaurants. It's been pulling me like 2 or 3 miles sometimes to catering orders right now on DoorDash. So I'm pretty happy about that. exactly. And I was like, I went back and forth, and I was like, well, the first level, like the level below that is only 100 orders, so I'm going to have that locked in by tomorrow. But I was like, no, there's 300 is just a big jump. So the people who are full-time Instacart, they're not going to have any trouble, because if you're out there, you could probably get your 4 orders done before lunch consistently every single day. And you're probably already diamond, so you probably see 4 decent orders every day. So I'm not expecting the top Instacart shoppers to not be able to make this, but the marginal ones. There we go. There's a large catering order, $17 for 8 miles. We just did a 17 for 10, so we're definitely going to do 17 for 8. Just got to get off got to make our turn here. Yeah, all of them are trying to make you exclusive. That's what, think about it. The only way that you can maintain, I think, the Uber Eats is, I think you'd have to be kind of full-time on there. And so they're doing it by saying, okay, we're going to give you the access to the best offers, but in exchange, you're going to give us the best of you. Everybody wants the best of you. Now, my only thing is, I'm not going to do that, though. I'm still going to play it my way. But I believe if I could have only 2, and that's where I'm going to prioritize. If I could have only 2 things in my market, over the years, I would say top Instacart, top DoorDash. And especially from the months of October through March. And obviously I'm trying to work my way out of food and gig delivery, but part of working my way out of food and gig delivery is to get my $200 a day as quick as possible. So if I could get to a point where I can make $200 by good Instacart offers by noon, then I can spend all afternoon and evening sourcing for eBay and listing on eBay, which is only going to help the eBay store grow faster, right? So it's like, just because I'm phasing out doesn't mean I'm taking the foot off the pedal. It just means I want to pick the most efficient ways to do it. And maybe at some point in time, Uber Eats will get enough complaints and they'll get rid of a percentage acceptance race-based system. But right now, they're not showing anything along those lines. And like I said, here we are now. It's Tuesday night, back-to-back $17 orders. We're going to make $34 in an hour span here if this J. Alexander order is ready. And again, this is a restaurant. So this, just so you guys know, how far we've already driven like a mile. Yeah, we were over 3 miles away from the restaurant, and they sent us this catering order. So the catering orders are drawing, like, you don't have to be sitting right at the restaurant. You just need to be in like stone's throw distance. You don't have to be like sitting right on it. So you kind of want to centralize between your best restaurants instead of sitting at your best restaurant. Because yeah, we're 3 miles away when they sent us this catering order. So I'm excited about that. Yeah, Josh, I mean, I would love to do more. I'm just trying to make sure that things are sustainable. I've thought about doing, I'm booked, like start to finish. Every day is just booked. Like, even the YouTube I'm doing like no edit videos on YouTube. So maybe there will come a point where I can do more. I think to grow an audience, like, those things are good, but at the same point in time, to monetize on those platforms is really tough to really get going. And it takes a little bit of a different brain. I don't know if I have. My shorts have never done super well on YouTube. I don't know if I kind of have that TikToker brain. And maybe eventually, yeah. But I'm gonna start with what's already here. We are making money on YouTube. It's not tons of money, but I'm just watching the watch page ads. I made $1.25 yesterday on YouTube, which is like Other than like my one Grassi video that blew up and I made like 20 bucks in a single day on that. But other than that, that's like, it's trending upwards. Like I was averaging 50 to 60 cents a day, and now I would say I'm averaging 80 to 90 cents a day just over the last month. It's slowly creeping upwards. And so really my first goal is get YouTube that I'm making $100 a month on YouTube. Once I'm making $100 a month on YouTube, I get a deposit from YouTube every month, because you only get a deposit once you hit the 100. So it's like, okay, I'm gonna make my goal, get to the 100 a month. And then we'll kind of go from there. But yeah, I'm just focusing on the super simplified. I keep saying no to other people, things, opportunities. If it's not for my family and it's not for making money or growing what I'm doing, I'm just saying no to a lot of stuff. But I'm going to eat that pain for right now. We got time. We got turned around. My brain went into mush mode. Anyway, once we get this pickup, we're only going to have to go like 4 miles or something like that. So there's so much stuff I want to do. Like I really do have, but I was just going way too wide. Way too wide. And doing a bunch of little things that made money in a bunch of little ways, but nothing that was bringing me to the next level. And I need to get, for my family's sake, I need to get to the next level. So there is a season for everything, right? There's a time and a place, a season for everything. And right now, I put a video out on this for those of you who are kind of new to the channel. I put a video on this like a week or two ago. Three tiers for getting out of debt. So one is you need your today money. For me, my today money to pay my bills today is food gig delivery, aiming for $200 a day. Then I need my tomorrow money. For me, that's my eBay store. That's what I want to replace. I want that to be my today money in the future. But for right now, it's going to take time, and I need to be patient. I need to not be taking any money out of the eBay store. So I'm trying to basically everything that's being bought in the eBay store is either coming from cash that I found on the ground, cash tips, stuff that we've sold. Like I sold one of our kids' old scooters on Facebook Marketplace yesterday for $5. Took that $5, went to a thrift store, bought a new clothing item that's going into the store that should hopefully sell for like $20 or $30. So just trying to do that over and over and over again. So if this plan actually works, over time you'll see less and less of these live streams for supper, but not because I'm making less money, because I'm actually making more money in other ways other than food and gig delivery. But that's not yet a thing. I gotta get turned around in this parking lot here. I was tempted to make an illegal U-turn, but I did not. There's even a no U-turn sign in the parking lot next to the place where you can't make a U-turn. Well, I didn't go into your parking lot, so. Right turn on red after stop. So. Anyway, that's where we're at. And then my next year money, so today money is food and gig delivery. That's where I'm aiming for $200 a day. The tomorrow money is eBay. Right now I'm trying to get 2 eBay sales a day. We had 8 yesterday, so that was good, but eventually I want to get to 2 actual clothing sales a day. That's when I know that I'm kind of hitting a good rhythm with that. And then we'll start moving and marching towards 3 sales a day on average. Again, we're not talking like it has to be 3 every single day or anything like that, but you know, the point is, on average, am I averaging 2 clothing sales a day? Then I'm going to keep pushing and moving, and because there's no shortage of supply, my shortage is time. Oh, I know, that's why I messed up. I know why I messed up. Because I was still running the P.F. Chang's directions in my ear. So I followed the P.F. Chang's instead of the J. Alexander. Anyway, we're here. We're not officially parked, but we're in range to Mark has arrived. And that's all that matters to keep DoorDash happy. Alright, so this is J. Alexander. There's some chicken, tuna, asparagus, baked potato, cheeseburger. It says $17 for 7 miles, but we've probably driven about 6 because I had to make a U-turn, but anyway. But we only have to go like 3 or 4 miles after pickup here. Our pickup time was 6:19, so we're still doing that. It's starting to rain again. That makes me happy. This is probably going to be our last delivery for this particular stream, just so everybody knows. And then we're going to be live. If you have any other side hustle questions, I'll stick with you guys till we drop this off, or till we get to the drop off or whatever, unless this wait ends up being super long. But then we'll be live at 6:45. We're going to be covering baseball and New York Mets baseball specifically, but talking all things baseball while doing food delivery for the next stream. So that's going to go live. Go ahead, I'll take your parking spot. You can drive faster than that. Ooh, you should have been cutting your turn a lot earlier than that, lady. I don't know if you're going to make it. I don't know if you're going to make it. Turn those wheels. Turn them. Turn them hard. Alright, we saw a truck with a Green Bay Packer license plate on it. I wonder if Tom Grassi's visiting us. Alright. Let's see, we're parking between an Audi and a Mercedes, and these are nowhere near the nicest cars in this town. I've got a little Pontiac vibe right in between. Alright. There we go. I can't see all of it. There you go. It's J. Alexander's, but. Alright. Hopefully this thing is ready. This place is usually a little slow. We'll see. I will be back with you as soon as possible. It was actually ready. They just brought out 3 orders all at once. Are you kidding? Are we going? Are we going to the same? As we're going to the same exact street we just dropped off on, I think. We were there. Yeah, we might even be going to like the neighbor's house, like 5 miles away from here. How crazy is that? All right, we're going right back where we came from. But again, we already know it's a good drop-off location. Get good orders right away. So we'll again turn the camera around once we get close. But that is so crazy to me. Like, it's not like it's from a McDonald's like down the street or something like that. We are literally going back to the same street. I will tell you if it's the same house when we get there. But these are 2 completely different orders. It wasn't like a stacked order or anything. 2 completely different orders. Going the same street, maybe neighbors. That'd be wild. I'm like, I recognize that the name of the street. I'm like, I thought my GPS had just accidentally loaded the wrong directions, like the old directions. Hold on, does it show history? It's the same block. That is so wild. 5 miles away. The first one was 10 miles away from the restaurant. Second one's 5 miles away. Same exact block. I think it's the same house, guys. Yeah, it's the same house. Literally, it shows the order I just dropped off. I am literally... Check this out. I'm not going to show it to you. The picture of the order, like this previous successful order, the picture is the picture I just took. We're going back to the same exact house twice in a row. That is the most wild thing in the world. Back-to-back orders. I have delivered to the same house twice in one day, but I have never delivered to the same house on back-to-back orders. They did a $15 tip each time. That is so wild. We got police here, so what's going on? We got an accident. What's going on? That is so crazy. That was literally my picture that I just took. And they immediately sent us another order for that same exact customer. Well, always something new. Always something new when it comes to food delivery. Something you've never seen or experienced before. I mean, I've delivered to the same houses multiple times. Delivered to the same house twice in the same day on 2 different apps. That I thought was cool. But back-to-back deliveries, not stacked. That's crazy to me. So crazy. Well, I should know how to get there, right? At this point in time, since I literally was just at the house. So we're gonna get back-to-back $17 orders basically here. We get $34 in 1 hour. We'll We'll take it. We will take it. So this is from J. Alexander, nice high-end steak place. So we already delivered their breakfast burritos and smoothies, and then some people wanted that, and other people, I guess, wanted burger and fish, and potato, and somewhat breakfast, somewhat dinner. Well, I'll stay with you guys live until we get back to this house for the drop-off. Then I'm going to take a little bit of a break. We'll be back at 6:45, roughly, for the start of the New York Mets Washington Nationals game, talking baseball while doing food delivery there as well. All right. Well, now I also know that DoorDash uses the photos immediately. So that is the highlight of highlights of the night. Now, if I get 3 in a row from them, then I'll really know something's up. It's funny how something that's probably just a mundane part of their night is like the wild highlight of my night. That's how boring my life is, I guess. Like literally, this is like, it does also maybe go to confirm a little bit though what, I don't know how much, I know Instacart talks about it, but I do suspect that some of these other delivery apps too do give a little preferential treatment to customers that you delivered to previously and they had a good experience. All right, so we're gonna just zigzag. Okay, different stores. That's crazy. Midnight. Yeah, so I still think the wildest was delivering to the same house twice in the same day on 2 different apps, because there's nothing connected between those two. I might have actually had the same thing too one other time on Instacart, come to think of it now. And then I ended up becoming a personal shopper for the one guy. So, but I don't know if that was back to back. But yeah, I don't know. This just made my night. Sorry, I'm a simple man. Simple pleasures in life, like delivering to the same. I just think it's crazy too, just because the first one was like, I just happened to be near the restaurant 10 miles away, and then the second one happened to be at the restaurant, 5 miles away. Like, had I taken a different route, I probably wouldn't have gotten that order. But I know my restaurants. This is J. Alexander's, the steak place that's over by the Crust Pizza. So, anyway, all in all, it's going to turn out to be a great last hour of delivery. So, we absolutely crushed it this last hour. $34, 2 deliveries to the same exact house. And we're still in a good delivery location. So, that's cool, Midnight. Yeah, and I do know Instacart does give preference. Shipt gives like extra preference, but I barely even turn on Shipt. There's this one hurricane that's out in the Atlantic that they say is going to go up the coast. That's not supposed to impact Florida, but I've heard rumors that there might be another one behind that they're saying could come to us, and I don't want anyone to get hurt or property to get damaged, but I could really use a pre-hurricane buying boost right now to just pound out a bunch of Instacart orders. And if that were to happen too, I'd probably also run some Shipt as well. like leading up to a hurricane is like great delivery because the weather's fine. You know what I mean? Like there's nothing bad leading up to a hurricane or even like the very beginning part of the hurricane. It's just wind and rain, which is nothing unusual for Florida. So it's really relatively safe driving, but it's lots of people. Like there's so much demand and not a lot of supply of drivers, and so I've been like cheering on for a hurricane, especially. And again, it doesn't even have to come to us; it just has to be close enough that we're like in the cone of possibility. Because if we're in the cone of possibility, like, yeah, I'll get my workout because I got to buy a bunch of water. But I shine, like, because I think unlike some Instacart drivers, I know how to do, like, try to figure out, like, good replacements and stuff like that. All right. Well, I'm going to stick with you guys on this stream until the end of this delivery. It's going to bring us to 6:30, and then we'll be back live in like 15 minutes. The link is already up for the Mets Nationals, so I will be listening / watching the Mets Nationals game while doing delivery, updating, giving reaction on. So we'll be talking Mets Nationals, baseball, as well as playoffs coming up around, other sports things. And the time will be coming to do football coverage very soon. Does college football start this weekend or next weekend? It's soon. Super soon. All right, we're almost to our drop-off again. Just around the corner once again. And we're back. Same exact driveway. All right, I will be back with you guys in just a moment to say goodbye. Alright, we are done. 34.25, 17.25 for the first, 17 for the second. The first one just had 2.25 base pay instead of 2. Alright, we're gonna take off for just a few minutes and then we'll be back at 6:45 or slightly thereafter, depending on if I'm mid-delivery or shop or something. And we'll be back for New York Mets at the Washington Nationals baseball here tonight. As always, thank you everybody. Thank you for hanging out and talking. Good luck with your orders. Stay safe on the roads, and we will see you again shortly.